Hello amazing people, welcome back to my channel guys. How you all doing today? Hope you're all doing great, and I hope your day is going as planned and you're fine. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful bubu top. You can call this a maxi top as well. Super easy guys, you won't believe this. If you want to see how I did this, then just stick around with me to the end as we go through this together. Okay, yeah. So here of course is the print I'm using, and what I'm going to do now is to measure out the amount of fabric that I need for this. Okay, yeah. So the length I'm actually working with is a length of 35. Okay, 35 inches is for the length of the top. So I'm going to be measuring out 37, because I'll be adding extra 2 inches of allowance. That's for the hemming at the top and also on the lowest part as well, for hemming on the top and the lowest part. So you can see me, I'm going to be measuring now 37 twice. Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, because it's going to be for the front and the back. Okay, yeah, so 37 twice. You can see me measuring my 37 here. Okay, yeah, so here I've gotten that. I'll go ahead and cut this throughout. So by the time I have my piece now, then what I will do next now is to fold it into two. Remember, it was 37, we measured twice. So I'll be folding it into two to represent what the front and back in length, right? Yeah, so after that, then I'll fold it again along the width. Yeah, along the width of the 45 inches, like the African print comes by 45, right? So I'm folding it along the width. So you can see this, my fabric is folded what into four. So what I have here now is a length of what 37 inches, right? 37 inches against the width of what 22.5, because that 45 folding it into two means we now have what 22.5. Okay, yeah, so that's it guys. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to take a slope. I'll be taking my slope first. So at that edge of the fabric, I'm marking out what 1.5 inches. Okay, then I'll come to the tip there and mark out what 3 inches. So I'm going to be connecting what these two together, yeah, to get my slope. Okay, yeah. So after that now, the next thing I'm going to do now is to indicate the sleeve opening. Okay, yeah, so that's the first thing. So just take it step by step. The first thing we are cutting out the slope, right? So from that slope point now, I'm taking a sleeve opening. Now this depends on what you want, but I'm making a sleeve opening of 11 inches. But having in mind that when I'll be stitching, I'll be stitch with half inches at the top and half inches by the side of the armhole. So I'm making it what 12 inches. Okay, yeah, so that's it. So that point where I marked my sleeve opening now, I will now use that what as my chest line. That's going to be my chest line. Okay, I hope you understand that. Now from the tip of my top now, I'm now indicating what 17 inches. Now this one represents what my waistline. Okay, then after that what comes the hip, and I'm using what 24 inches for that. Yes, okay, yes, so that's it guys. There is nothing to be confused here about. The first thing was the sleeve opening at 12. Okay, now from that sleeve opening I had to mark out that point as my chest line. After that, the waistline, and then the hip line. Okay, yeah, so the next thing now is to impute my bust measurement at that chest line, which is 38 divided by 4, 9.5. Now I'm going ahead to add what extra 4 inches of allowance. Yes, so that's how maxi I want this top to be. So you can decide to make yours lesser or even more, depends on what you want. So 4 inches is okay. Then for the waistline, which is 36 divided by 4, 9, I'm adding also what 4 inches as well. Okay, yeah, then coming to the hip line, which is what 44 divided by 4, that's 11, right? So I'm marking out my 11 down, and I'm also acting what my 4 inches. You can see this, yeah. So that's it guys. So just go ahead to connect these points together. So from that hip line, I'm also taking it straight down. Okay, yeah, because whatever I have on my hip line is what I'm also imputing what straight down. Remember, it's a free top here. Yeah, so you can see me what connecting my lines here. Yeah, so I'll also go ahead and add 1 inches for my hemming allowance. So this 1 inches is what I'm going to use what for my hemming or sewing allowance. Okay, yeah, so I'll go ahead what and mark out 1 inches all the way. You can see me marking out my 1 inches here. Okay, so I'm going ahead to also connect this points here. So that's it, guys. You can see we've just drafted like the main body of this dress. Yeah, then coming to that the chest line there, so I'm just going to give an armhole, a bit of curve there, so which is going to what represent an armhole. So you can see this is a cut together with the sleeve, right? Yeah, so we need to create that armhole effect, and that's what I just did. Then for the neck, I'm using a neck width of 4 inches. Okay, yeah. Why for the back neckline, I'll be using what a neck depth of what 1.5 inches. Okay, neck width of 4, neck depth of what 1.5 inches. So that's what I'm using what for the back neckline, right? Yeah. Why for the front, I'll be using a neck depth of what 3 inches. Okay, yeah, 3 inches. Then I'm still going to create a slit afterwards. Okay, yeah, but the first thing I'll be doing now is to what create I'm going to be cutting out the back neckline first before I now cut out the front neckline. Then after that I can now create my slit opening there. Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now. And guys, believe it or not, we're done here. Yeah, like it's as easy as that. You can see this here. So just go ahead and call this out, and guys, this is it. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and take off one, which is for the back piece, so that I can cut out for the front neckline. And so here it is now. I'll go ahead now and cut out the front neckline. Then I'm also marking out 4 inches downward. That's where I'm going to be creating my slit. Okay, yeah, so you can see this now. I just thought, okay, I'll move up a bit, so I marked it at 2.5 instead of 3 inches. Okay, just to make it go up a bit. Instead of 3 inches in that, I had to do what 2.5 afterwards. So you can see me marking that down, and I'm as well going ahead to create my slit. Guys, like we are done here. So you can see the view of the front. You can see how this looks. You can see the neckline, and also that of the back. You can also see this. Yes, guys. Yeah, so we're done here now. So the next thing I should start cut my facing. I'm going to be attaching a facing to this. And at the same time, I'm also going to be using an interfacing, this white one. I'm going to be applying it on the main body of the dress. Okay, yes, sir, that's what I'm going to do. But the first thing I will do now is to go ahead and cut out my facing. And so here is my piece. So I'm using this little one. I'll use it to cut for the back facing first. So you can just place the body of the dress and trace out the neckline if you want, or you can just go ahead and impute the neck width and neck depth, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, yes, I'm just imputing a neck the width of 4 and the neck depth of 1.5. Remember, that's what we mark for the back neckline. Then the remaining width there, which is about 6 inches, I'm using that as what the shoulder width. Okay, yes, so that's just what I'm doing here now. Then for the length of the facing, you can use like 3 to 3.5 inches. So I'm using 3.5 inches. So from that neckline now, I'm indicating 3.5 inches. Okay, so I'll just take it round in a curve manner. Take it and trace it all the way to that neck width. Guys, that's just it for our facing here. Okay, so in case you're not familiar with facing, this is how to cut your facing. So this is it for the back neckline. You can see how this looks here. Okay, yeah, so the next thing now for the front facing as well, I'm also doing the same thing. The neck width of 4, I remember is a neck depth of 3, even though I later changed it to 2.5, right? Neck depth of 2.5. Then I'll also use that shoulder width of 6 inches as well. Okay, yeah, so after the neck depth, then I did a slit. Okay, so I'm just indicating that slit of 4 inches. Remember that. So it's a slit of 4 inches, right? Yeah, so that's that. But I'm not going to be slitting open the slit just like I did for the main body. I'm still going to leave it like this, but just indicating that slit point. Then after the slit point, then I'll now put in the depth of the facing, the length of the facing, which is either 3 or 3.5. I hope you understand. After the neck depth of 3 inches, then I indicated the slit of 4 inches. Then after that slit, I now marked 3.5 inches. So you can see me creating that curve all the way to the shoulder width. Okay, so you can see this, guys. Yeah, so that's it. So just like I said, I'm not going to be slitting it open yet. When I'm done sewing, then I can go ahead and do that as well. Okay, yeah. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the interfacing. Yeah, for the interfacing, I'm going to use the already facing that I've cut out. I'm just going to, place it on it and trace it out. Yeah, so the only difference will be that the interfacing itself is going to be shorter in length. So I'm going to be trimming out, about 1 inches away from that. You can see what I'm doing now. I'm just cutting out 1 inches, okay? So that, we'll be putting this on the main fabric actually, so that when the interfacing, covers it up, we will not be able to see, the facing. So that's just exactly what I'm doing here. Then you can see me doing the same thing for the front bit as well. I'm also cutting out like 1 inches away from the length. Yeah. So once you place it on the body of dress, you can see this is how it will look. If you place your facing, you can see you'll be unable to see it. So that's just the idea. Okay, yeah. And so for the same thing for the front piece as well, if you go ahead and place it as well. So that's just what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to go ahead and iron my interfacing on it, right? Yeah, so I'll come back to show you the next step. And so here, guys, you can see I've ironed my interface. You can see how this looks. Okay, yeah. So what I will do now is to place my facing right side facing each other. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and sew. So I'm just sewing from that neckline just for about 1/2 inch. After that, you give it a notch and also to stitch before flipping it to the right side. Yeah, for the front, the same thing as well. I'll place it the facing right side, facing each other, so you can see the slit mark there, that slit opening. Yeah, I told you that for the facing I didn't cut through it. Okay, so once I'm done sewing, I'll just go ahead and also cut it out, so you can see that straight mark indicating that's where the slit starts and end. So I'm going to take it 1/2 inch from that shoulder point. You can see just following the shape of this lines of the line like that, and that's it. This is how the sewing will go. Then after that, I'll notch it, and then I'll be able to cut through that slit. Yeah, so I'll cut through that slit, give it a notch, top stitch before flipping it to the right side. So I'll go finish that up. And so here I'm done. You can see how this looks. You can see this. So I'm still going to weave the edges of this facing. I'm still going to clean up the edges, so you can see this now, how it looks on the outside. You can also see that of the front. You can see this from the inside. So I just put a little bit of hemming gum here and there, just a little bit at some point, just to hold down that facing. Okay, so you can see how this is looking. This is looking all beautiful already. Yeah, so the next thing now will be to sew the shoulder. So just placing the back piece over the front, right side facing each other. So I'll go ahead and sew the shoulder. So I'm just using my pin now to demonstrate this. Yeah, so once I'm done joining the shoulder, the next thing now will be to hem the sleeve. So this is the point where I'll hem my sleeve. Just take it like 1/2 inch, then fold like 1 inches inwards. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for the other sleeve as well. So once I'm done with the sleeve, then the next thing now will be to join the side. So just take it like that 1 inches allowance we marked out when we're drafting, take it from both sides. Then after that, you go ahead and hem the lowest point of the dress. And guys, this outfit is ready. Like, believe it or not, this is it, guys. It's as easy as that. So that is it, guys, on how to make this maxi top or the Bubu top. Thank you so much, guys. We've come to the end of today's tutorial. If you find this helpful, please don't forget to give me a big like. And also, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to do that as well. Thank you, a million thank you to all my subscribers. Guys, I appreciate you guys a whole lot. I can't stop thanking you. Till I see you on the next video, have a wonderful day.